There's a guy by the name of Massimo Massoni, I think it's pronounced, in one of the Facebook groups, and he was asking a few questions about the Marblehead, and then I remembered that I had this game saved, so doing a little bit to help the community and give him an overview of the ship and its playstyle, I thought this one was a perfect example. Now, I use Norman Scott on my American cruisers. I know there are lots of other commanders out there. Shelley Beepley is a premium one that I think a lot of people like. But one of the things I like to use on this is Armed and Ready, because it tells you how many ships are currently targeting you. And that is a good skill to have in this ship, because although it can dish out the damage, it can't really take a punch very well, and your Citadel is very easy to find, especially when you've got things like Julio Cesaria running around at tier 4 as well. Now, I'm here in a game with a buddy called Young Chopper. We were just trying out a few different ships and having some fun. And we are going to get started straight into this game. We were looking at where we should go. At the start, do we go right? Do we go left? Well, what we need to do is get the engines started, and we're going to push onto air cap. Now, I have this thing built for range, and the reason I have it built for range is because of the number of battleships that you can get in a game. And trust me, you do not want to be caught broadside to any cruisers firing armor-piercing shells, and you certainly don't want to be getting fixated on by a battleship, because they will ruin your day. What I do love about this is it plays very much like the Omaha, the Tech Tree cruiser at tier 4, but I'm not exactly certain, but I feel that it has longer range, and it certainly has more guns. This thing is like a little hedgehog as far as guns go, and it doesn't matter what direction you're pointing, be it forwards, backwards, left or right, you have got guns on target. And with a reasonably fast reload as well, you are going to be able to twist and turn and stay agile, knowing how many ships are looking at you, and you are going to be able to get guns onto the target. So we're going to put torpedoes out there. We get an Omaha spotted, and we are going to keep some fire on him. We can see that we are spotted. This one was recorded before the recent changes to spotting and carriers, so it is an older game. It's obviously going to play differently. A lot of ships are going to play differently because of the changes to the spotting mechanics in the game. But this one, I'm firing my guns, which means that everybody can see me, and you can see there that I am spotted, I am being targeted, and then I'm not targeted. Anytime that I'm targeted, I'm going to be looking to see who has got their guns pointing at me, and I am going to be twisting and turning to try and avoid those shots coming in. We're just blind firing shells as quick as we can into that smoke screen, and we see some shots come across the top there. And so straight away we're thinking, who is down here, who is on the cap? We did see the Omaha pushing, and we can see a spotter plane up behind that island. And we are going to push this flank slightly wider so that we're not going to get hit by torpedoes. Targeted by 2, targeted by none. And so we are going to continue around the corner. Now watch this. I had HE loaded. We switched to armor piercing. There is an Omaha there. We don't do a lot to him. But here comes the armor piercing. This is what you can do to other light cruisers. 5 citadels, first blood, and a kill to us. There is another Omaha there, so we get a salvo of AP out there. We've opened up a little bit too much of a broadside here, but we're going to now turn back the opposite direction. We're on fire. Are we going to damage control that one? No, we're going to let it tick until such time as we can potentially get rid of him. But he is running. He saw what happened to his friends. We were running sonar because with 2 Omahas there are torpedoes coming towards us. There's a good chance that torpedoes are coming towards us, and they run out just before they hit us. So I was quite glad that they ran out. But we're going to keep the pressure on this guy, keep him running away. As you can see, The shells are going out. Accuracy isn't really the greatest because I'm not running dispersion commanders, but Chops gets the kill there. And looking around, we've got Gukazi, we've got Renown, but we are on the cap, so we're going to hold fire a little second here, try and line up on that Gukazi and get some more HE out to him. I don't remember what the exact fire setting chance is on this ship, but with the reload, if somebody is going to damage control a fire, you're going to be very quickly be able to get a fire onto them as well. And we're pushing in close to this island that's off our bow now to try and give us some cover away from the battleships that are at the back of the map. All the time, the guns are on target. We're firing. There's a destroyer as well. We go on the Kakaze again. Should have really shot at the destroyer. Torpedoes are coming. We're staying on the cap, and we're trying to get a citadel on either of those guys with some armor piercing. But the shells are quite floaty on this one, and at this kind of range, we're going to continue to do damage, but we're not going to be getting citadel hits. I don't think we've got quite the armor penetration we need on these shells, but we get a few more across the top. He's still spotted, and we're just keeping the pressure on. But this is where being aware of how many ships are targeting you, how many ships can see you, and who potentially is going to shoot at you, by keeping an eye on the minimap and being aware of that skill popping up on the top right hand side of the screen there, we are going to get onto this Renown. We're going to try and get some fires on that guy and start burning him down using the island for cover. Now we're not spotted anymore. New York is going away. We can get shots across the top there. So we're going to put a little bit of pressure on him, try and get a fire on him, try and pick up a few hit points of damage with those fires, force them into a damage control, and then it doesn't matter if we don't get the kill. If we can keep that guy running and keep his hit points going down, then it makes it easier for the rest of the team. So we're controlling 2 caps out of the 3 now. Red team have been pretty much demolished. I think that hard push at the start helped. The guys on the right hand side of the map have done a good job as well in focusing the 2 cruisers and the destroyer that came down the center. So there's a fire on the New York. Chops has pushed out here in front of the Renown, and that's going to cost him his ship. And I tell him that I will avenge his death. I seem to remember saying that. Don't worry, Chops, I will get revenge on this guy. So we already know that this Renown has damage controlled 1 fire. And although I'm not able to get all of my guns across the top, I can get a few of my rear turrets across the top. We pick up a Confederate. That is 20% damage against 6 ships. So we have certainly been fighting the team here. The Renown has got double fires on him now. We're going to keep the pressure on. We are spotted because the back end of our ship is sticking back on this island. And we're just getting ready because I'm sure that he is annoyed with me. There we go. Targeted by 1. Waiting for the shots. We pick up a high caliber and then we're going to duck back behind this island and let him burn. Because I think he's going to burn out. I thought wrong. But we're just getting up to 100,000 damage here with those fires ticking. But he has damage controlled now. There are still a couple of battleships that are relatively full health in the game. 2 of them across there on the right side of the map. The one of the cruisers, I think it's one of the battleships. I think it's a Fuso there, just on the right side of my screen. And the Renown, who is now very low health. So we're going to put some shots out there. Getting spotted by one of the battleships on the far right. Here we go. Renown annoyed as hell with me, and this one is going to hurt, I think. But we get some shots on. We get the kill. We get very, very lucky there and barely avoid being killed with his final Hail Mary salvo. And now we have the Fuso in our sights. And I am going to play with my throttle a little bit here, and I think, okay, this guy looks like he's looking across to the other side of the map. I am being targeted. Is he going to turn and put his guns on me? Now we start twisting and turning, just keeping the fire going, aware that we can't turn left because of the island. We've got a battleship there on our right-hand side, so he can hopefully help us with this Fuso. And because he's more than 10k's away, I'm getting an extra 4.5% damage by using Azure Lane, New Jersey as one of my inspirations. There are so many different inspirations that you could use on this. You can go for range, you can go for reload, you can go for grouping. And I'm trying to bait this Fuso into firing at me to basically give the rest of the team a chance to not to get shot at. But there we go, straight through the backside. As I said, this ship can't take a hit. We're down to just over 1200 hit points, but the Fuso is burning and everybody is absolutely wailing on him right now. I'm thinking, am I going to get the kill here? There's another fire, but everybody is shooting at that guy, and the Königsberg gets a cheap kill. Potentially, with the fires that we had on there, that should have been our third kill of the game. We did, another 20,000 damage to him, so that was probably at least half of the hit points that he had. There is one ship left on the game. He is way out there on the other side of the map, and the clock is running down. The points are ticking up. Red team have got nowhere to run. They've got nowhere to hide. And unless this guy was able to pull out an absolute miracle of a game, there is no way that he is going to win. 3 caps secured, 40 points to go. We've played smart, we've played agile, we've put so many shots out there, it seems pretty much unbelievable that we've managed to survive this game, having taken a couple of nasty punches ourselves. But as we tick up to 1,000 points, the game is going to end, and that is that. So just under 122,000 damage, high caliber, Confederate, Dev Strike, and First Blood. So high caliber is 30% of the overall team hit point damage. And we pick up a top spot there with a fairly significant margin between myself in top spot and second place. So, Massimo, I hope this has been an educational video for you, and it's given you an idea of how the Marblehead plays. If anybody else has played the Marblehead and you've got a good game, link it in the comments below if it's on YouTube. Don't forget, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, until next time, take care of yourselves, and goodbye.